Jamal Niaz here with Lyndon Arthur, another big main event here in Bolton. Suarez is your opponent, and there's some big domestic fights on the horizon for you this year. We spoke about it last year, so how excited are you for starting the year with a bang?
Yeah, man, this is a good opponent in Suarez. Good solid opponent, 16 wins, 16 knockouts in 17 fights, only one loss. I'm excited to get in there.
Because I saw towards the end of last year there were rumours of the Callum Smith fight potentially happening in Liverpool. Obviously that fight didn't happen. He pulled out of the fight that was supposed to be happening in Liverpool in March of his own opponent. Was that ever on the cards for you? Were there ever discussions, and was that close to getting made?
It's just an offer, just an offer. Obviously businessly it didn't make sense for me. But it's good to still be in the mix of the names, big names. Obviously, Callum Smith, ex-world champion. He's been #1 at super middleweight for some time. I think he was a unified champion. He had a huge name. So to be in the mix of them kind of guys, even to be, in that region of fighters is a great thing for me.
I'm guessing after this one, securing the title on Friday, you're going to be eyeing up some massive domestic names. We mentioned Azeez. That's always been sort of talked about. He fought a couple of weeks ago in Paris. I don't know what you made of that fight. And obviously, Yarde, that's always there for you. He gave a good account of himself against Beterbiev, and that trilogy would be absolutely huge whenever that happens.
Yeah, Azeez did well. You think he won the European title. I think got a good stoppage, late rounds. Obviously, I'm concentrated on Suarez. After this, we'll talk about After this, we'll talk about what's on moving forward.
Because obviously the Solon brothers, they work quite well with Boxer. Obviously, we saw the Eubank and Smith fight happen early in the year, so they've signed a lot of the guys, Buatsi, Azeez, as you mentioned, to the Boxer platform. So it'd be quite easy to make those matches happen, wouldn't it? So you can always have a good chat with Calais after Friday night if all goes to plan.
I assume they'll be easy to my luck, as long as it makes sense for my career, and I'm not in a position where I'm desperate, I can want to rush into a fight and get paid pennies just to pick somebody's opponent. I don't feel like I'm not a level of fighter. So as long as it makes sense businessly, and obviously the fight makes sense, and I'm sure the fights will happen.
Does it have to happen for you this year for yourself? Are you putting pressure on it? Because we spoke about it last year.
I've got a good team behind me. They will put me in the right direction and put me in the right path. They want me to win. They want me to do big things. So,
do you miss the spotlight of that Yarde fight? Because the first one, the win was absolutely electric. It was huge for your career. Now, that spotlight is there for you. We mentioned those fights. You obviously leaving it to your team. You don't want to look too far past it, but it's every fighter's dream to be fighting on the biggest stage possible. I know.
And I will be. Let's not forget our main event here on Channel 5, terrestrial television, at main time on a Friday night. So I'm doing okay.
Would you?
Big fights will come.
Would you? I know I speak to a lot of fighters, and some fighters solely focus on their own journey. They don't even watch fights around them in their division, not even massive fight fans. But would you say you are a fight fan? You observe other guys in your division, you critique them?
It's my sport. I love boxing. Yeah. I watched most of the shows that I can watch, as long as I'm not doing something else, or I'm a fan of the sport, hence why I'm in it. So I do watch shows a lot. I do get to see a lot of fights.
Obviously, big storyline around the sport at the moment. I'm sure most fighters are bored of hearing talking about it, the Conor Benn situation. Did you see Eddie Hearn and Simon Jordan go back and forth yesterday?
A little bit. Whatever got put on the internet, I seen after I was training when he was on, so after I kind of searched it up on YouTube and seen a bit of back and forth. It's pretty funny, I found it.
What was your take on the whole interview with Piers Morgan? Because obviously you was there fight week, and it was disappointing for you, wasn't it, how it panned out?
Yeah, not so much for me as it was everybody else, because I'd fought 2 weeks prior, but I don't think he should have done a Piers Morgan interview. And I think if he was going to do it, he should have went there a little bit more prepared. Don't think he was prepared for the questions that Piers Morgan asked him. It kind of left him looking a little bit. Guilty. it's got when you go to a Piers Morgan interview, you got to be well prepared. You can't go there and start stuttering. You have to be understanding of what's going to be said and understand what you're going to say before the questions even get asked. I don't know, mate. Personally, I wouldn't have done it, but you know, he's his own man.
You know, the fact that he's got this dossier that supposedly proves his innocence, but he won't give it to the British Boxing Board because he has an issue with him. He doesn't like the way he's treated. He's got a legal issue going on. But even Eddie Hearn and his father were saying he should release the dossier. What's your take on it?
If that's me, even if you didn't want to fuck with the boxing board no more, just release it and say fuck you kind of thing. That's me. Again, he's his own man. He's his own human. He's got a mind of his own. He's obviously got no one telling him what to do. Personally, I'd do it, and then still what if you don't like them, but that's me. So I can only speak on what I'd do.
I know Calais, obviously, he works with Misfits Boxing, the KSI stuff. Did you see the tag team match that they had? That's pretty wild, isn't it, what they're doing over there?
I've seen highlights. I missed the show. I would have liked to see that. It's good though, isn't it? It's just fun, isn't it? Everyone looks at it as they're taking over, or they're coming in and fucking boxing up, and then it's like they're just doing white collar just on a bigger event. Obviously Jake Paul's obviously doing it in the professional ranks, but KSI and stuff like that, they're doing it on, I won't say joke because people are still getting hurt, and it's still boxing, but they're not doing it on a professional level. Look, they're doing tag team. Can you imagine tag team pros? Yeah. I mean, I would be involved if it ever happened because it looks fun as fuck, but you know, it's like wrestling, innit? It's not. I don't think the wins and losses are like choreographed and scripted, but it's got a sense of wrestling in it. So.
Did you see obviously Floyd shot this down, but there was a rumour going around. It's Pacquiao and Salt Papi against KSI Mayweather, and Mams Taylor was saying he was in that was in talks, and Mayweather shot it down. That would make tag team boxing absolutely huge in that respect, wouldn't it?
Salt Papi's cold.
You like him?
Salt Papi can obviously. He looks like he can. He's got hands. He's definitely a level above all the guys he's fighting. Yeah. He looks well schooled before this kind of fighting. So I think Salt Papi is the best one out of the lot of them. Yeah. I think he beat KSI. But the big fights, whoever Money Pack, I don't think that's gonna happen. Floyd and Money, I don't think they're gonna. Unless it's an exhibition between them two, I don't think they're gonna get back in the ring again. But it'd be exciting to see.
Because there are professional fighters coming over and fighting on those events. You know, Greg Hardy from the MMA side of things, and I've seen even Darren Till was mentioned as a possible opponent for Logan Paul this year. So potentially later on in your career, you want to make some big money. Would you ever be open to that?
Most definitely. Look, what we're in the sport for, obviously we're in it for legacy, and we're in it to create and to win. Obviously we fighters, everyone wants to win, but you're not going to turn down the money that they're giving out to do exhibition fights. We do these dangerous fights for a lot less, so why not? It'd be fun.
Fury Usyk as well. Bad news this morning. It's supposedly off. Just this whole saga dragging out as well. It's disappointing, isn't it? We was all looking forward to that fight. What do you make of it?
Everyone wants to see that the undisputed heavyweight to be down to one person. Yeah, it might happen, it might not. It is what it is. I'm a fan of the sporting aspect, so I want to see it. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Hopefully we'll get Joshua in the mix somewhere and or Wilder again. And I don't know, but down to them guys, man.
Who takes it if that fight ever happened, Fury Usyk?
I believe Fury. I believe Fury's got the edge, height. He's got the skill set, power as well. I believe Fury takes it. Usyk's elite though. Elite. If Usyk, it's not a fight Usyk's completely out of, but I just think Fury's got the edge.
I know last time you boxed in Bolton, you had both Rashford and obviously Brandon Williams is always out there supporting you. But Rashford's not playing with England this week, which kind of frees his Friday night up. Could he be supporting you again? And what's that relationship like with him? He's on unbelievable form at the moment, isn't he?
He is. I don't know if he's busy Friday. I'm not sure. If he's not, I'm sure he'll be there. Brandon will be there. I just want these boys to carry on doing well. You know, United are on form at the moment. Despite that little 7-0 that we took the other day.
Don't talk about that.
Talk about it. But it's, like you say, Marcus is on. He can't stop scoring.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens after the break.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, close personal friend of yours, to see him turn his year around, because he's always been an incredible footballer, but there's few players that have been on the run of goals and just the run of general form and general play that he's on. Got to be the most, probably you'd argue he's the most informed player in the world at the moment as an all-around footballer.
I believe so. He can't stop scoring. He's on form. He creates chances every time he gets the ball. It looks like he's going to do something with it. Definitely, probably one of the best players in the world right now for scoring goals and stuff.
Cool. Right. Wish you the best of luck on Friday night. I'm looking forward to it, man. Thank you.